Hey guys, Coach Ben here, bigbenchas.com, and today I'm answering the question, does shirted benching help your raw bench? Now this is a question I get asked quite often, especially being an equipped athlete myself, working in the bench shirt. Does the bench shirt help your raw bench? And my answer to that is always yes and no. Yes, in the fact that you're handling heavier weight, and I think that's what it really boils down to. When athletes feel like they are going to get a big boost from shirted benching, it's in the amount of weight they're handling. You know, if you hold 700 pounds in your hands, what's 400 to you? You know, and that is definitely true, and that's the positive of being in the shirt, is that you're having such an extreme overload that that weight is going to feel a lot lighter when you go back to your raw benching. You are training your CNS to develop to handle those types of weights. Most importantly, you're learning the technique, because there's no better way to learn technique than to maximally overload with weights, because you are going to be forced into a position where everything needs to be perfect. So when athletes benefit from shirted benching, raw benchers benefit from shirted benching, it really comes down to now they have a greater appreciation for technique that they can go and apply to their raw benching. And I think that above all else is one of the biggest things that you can get from shirted benching. It's not necessarily that you're going to get stronger raw from shirted benching. Obviously, you need to be able to proficiently train raw to be good at raw benching. Things change in equipped lifting. It's a different groove, it's a different strength curve, but the positives there is that you're going to learn technique 100 times magnified than if you were raw, and you're also going to develop your CNS to handle those heavy weights and be comfortable with heavy weights. The reason why I say no is because, again, it's a different strength curve, it's a different groove, it's not the same thing as raw benching, and probably the most destructive thing that shirted benching does is it doesn't allow you to really strengthen your bottom end. As a raw bencher, most lifters need to strengthen the bottom end. Unless you have a very clear midpoint to lockout range weakness, shirted benching is probably not going to help your raw bench that much. In fact, it might actually make your raw bench go down. And I've seen that to be true time and time again with many athletes, is that if they don't continue to train that raw bench and train full range and create tension down at the bottom range of the bench, then they're going to lose that. They're going to lose that just training in the shirt. So really, the shirt I would reserve more. If you were going to compete in the shirt, that's what I would use it for. If you want to do some meets equipped, to do some meets raw, but if you primarily compete raw, I really wouldn't put a raw athlete in a bench shirt. Alright, some may benefit, but I would say the large majority is not going to gain a huge benefit. The biggest benefit, like I said, comes down to gaining appreciation for technique. But you can also do this in other ways. You can use a slingshot, you can use a RAM device. There's ways to overload the raw bench without necessarily having to throw on a shirt and be 300 pounds over your raw max. There's ways to do it in which we can use reverse bands, just give us a little boost, allow us to keep those same raw principles, the groove, but able to train maximally. And that's the important thing, because it comes down to being able to develop that CNS to handle the heavy loads and the technique that comes with it, which is crucially important. So there you have it, guys. Does equipped benching help your raw bench? Well, the answer is simply yes and no. Really depends on what you're trying to strengthen. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to learn more about how to increase your bench press, consider joining us in our Better Benching Academy. To learn more, simply click the link down below in the description box or visit bigbenchas.com, BB Academy. I'll see you there.